but you got it, my got it. It began in the land of the sandstorm. I fought it, though I wanted everything to do with what you give to me. Loosening my grip as pulled you into me. When I let you go, it just pulled you closer. It's a long departure.
I'm standing on the edge of a cliff. Realize there must be more to life than this. Reaching for the stars, traveling so far, like a dragonfly. Just grab my hand from him, send with me tonight. I run away. We'll never forget the past, but what counts is our worth. I run away, reaching for the stars, traveling so far, like a dragonfly. Keep your secrets there, keep them everywhere. Just you and I run away. I run away.
We've got some pesto pasta with chicken in. So while I eat this, I want to go over my workout program. I've had so many requests asking about it, what I'm currently doing, all of that. And I thought I'd devote this video to going in detail on what it is and explaining why I have what's where. Now, a lot of people who watched my earlier videos would know that I was on the Jason Blaha 5x5. I'm not on that anymore purely because I started plateauing, which is what you expect. So now I'm on an upper-lower split. I'll put a thing up here, and this is the program, so you can take a screenshot of that if you want. But let's explain in detail on why I've got what where. So let's start with the upper body days. Now, I start every upper body day with the bench press. Main reason for this is because my chest is a big lacking muscle group, so I need to go hard on it. I do progressive overload with my bench press exercises. So one session I come in, let's say on Monday, I come in and I do 65 kilograms for 3 sets of 5. So 3 sets of 5 reps. The next session I go, I'm gonna change it to 4 sets of 5 reps with the same weight. So that means that I'm increasing my workload each session, but not too extreme that my body just can't keep up. Then the next session I go 5x5, so 5 sets of 5 reps with the same weight. And then the next session I go back down to 3 sets of 5 reps, but increase the weight by 2.5 kilograms. This is a form of progressive overload. Other forms are, let's say you start with 60 kilograms 5x5 one day, the next day you go and you do 62.5 kilograms for 5 sets of 5 reps. However, this form of progressive overload, once you've gone past your beginner gains, you can't progress that fast. After the bench press, I go on to incline bench press. Again, my chest is a lacking muscle group. I need to go head on it. This is more hypertrophy, so I do 3 sets of 10 just to get that nice contraction in my chest. It really helps, especially increasing my overall bench press strength. After that, I go on to dips, which is 3 sets to failure. Dips, I feel so good in my chest and my triceps, which is really, really helpful for trying to increase my overall bench press, and also to increase the size of my chest. The next exercise we have is pendlay rows. Now, pendlay rows are a different form of bent over rows. It's where the bar actually touches the ground instead of you leaving it up. It works basically all of the upper back, and it's a super good compound exercise. With this, I do 3x10, and I keep the same weight for quite a long time because it is hard to progress on this, but it's just great for hypertrophy. So after this, I go to cable crunches. This can be either standing up or sitting down. Reasons for doing this is because 1, my abs, it makes them better. When you shred, your abs look better. 2, and the most important factor, is because training your abs will actually help with your compound lifts. So for example, training your abs will help with your deadlift, your squat. I believe it will help with your bench. Comment down below if it does or not. Yeah, they're really good. After this, we go on to face pulls, which works the shoulders. I just do 1 set of 20, just to kind of burn out the shoulders at the end of the session. Okay, and then we finally go on to the arm section of the upper body day. Now, one thing, since I started using these arm exercises in my routine, I have noticed an insane amount of stretch marks. In fact, let me show you. You can see I have quite a lot of stretch marks, which I didn't have before I started doing this. So it shows that it is working. I do 2 sets, 15 plus tricep extensions with resistance bands. So I go to failure on that. And then I do 2 sets again with resistance bands, 20 plus bicep curls. Now, again, some people can disagree with this, but it's just what's worked personally really well for me. So I'm gonna carry on doing it. So that is upper body day sorted with. Let's go on to the lower body day. One thing I want to say about the lower body day, it is torture. This is a very, very hard program. It's very intense. Ugh. There's some exercises on here which, when you're resting between sets, you just do not want the timer to end. So, for lower body day, we start with box squats, 5x5. Now, I know what you're probably thinking, why are you doing box squats instead of normal squats? I've done both. Personally, for me, the box squats were so much better. I could feel them so much more. With squats, I always felt it hard to actually feel it properly in my legs, but with the box, since I've started incorporating the box squats, I can definitely feel the contraction, the ripping of the muscle fibers in my legs a lot better. And also, importantly, my legs never had stretch marks. Now my legs are full of stretch marks. Literally, they are. I've got so many stretch marks around my legs, and that's definitely because of box squats. Again, stretch marks are a good sign because it shows that your body's growing, so your skin has to stretch. So with the box squats, I do 5x5, and then every session I try and increase the weight by 2.5 kilograms. So let's say I'm doing 100 kilos on box squats. The next session I do 102.5 kilos for 5x5. Next session, 105 kilos for 5x5, so on and so forth. Once you start to hit a plateau, change it to how the bench press works. So 3x5, 4x5, 5x5. Yeah. After this, I do heavy singles. So I do heavy singles on the sumo deadlift. It activates the glutes a lot, the hamstrings, and honestly, with the sumo deadlift, once you've got your form down, you hardly feel it in the lower back. It's so much more of a leg exercise than it is a lower back exercise. So I do 5 sets of 1 rep, and I'm just working on these heavy singles, so the weight starts feeling lighter and lighter every session. Again, I try and increase the weight by 2.5 kilograms every session. Yeah, so a form of progressive overload there. Next up, we've got glute bridges. Now, one thing you need to bear in mind is glute bridges, you can actually put a ton of weight on. And a reason why I do glute bridges is because it helps increase my sumo deadlift strength and my squat strength. As a natural ectomorph kind of skinny guy, my glutes, just naturally, are so weak. I think this is very common for skinny guys, having naturally weak glutes. So I do need to incorporate these glute bridges to just kind of increase the size, increase the strength of them. Next, we are on to pendlay rows. So I do pendlay rows on both the upper body session and the lower body session. Again, 3x10 with the same weight. Okay, next we come on to something which I hate, but I also love. It is the good mornings. The good mornings and also the box squats, but mainly the good mornings, is the exercise which throughout the timer, I'm just like, I don't want to go to the next set. I just never want this timer to end because it's a very painful exercise. Painful as in good muscle contraction. With this, I'm doing 5 sets of 10, so I'm just completely destroying my hamstrings. I try and have a little wider stance to do the hamstrings more. But yeah, the reason I do the good mornings is to increase my squat and my sumo deadlift strength. After that, we do another standing abs or cable crunches just to work the abs for the reasons I said earlier. And then we go on to doing arms again. The exact same arm exercises with the exact same sets and reps. Honestly, that is the best arm routine which has worked for me. I'm naturally pretty skinny, ectomorphish, so I reckon it does help a lot. For me anyway, so I hope it would help for you. So to conclude, this is a 4-day-a-week upper body lower split. If you're concerned about how long you rest between sets, it's on the sheet. I'll show you the sheet up again, just so if you've not taken a screenshot earlier, take a screenshot now so you can have it in your camera roll for when you go to the gym. Again, this program might not work for everyone. For example, I don't have many shoulder exercises on the upper body days. That's because my shoulders grow a lot better than my chest does. So this program's designed for me a little bit, but I think it would help for a lot of you guys out there who are kind of in the same position as I am, like pretty skinny, trying to kind of build up a lot of muscle, a lot of strength. So yeah, I hope that helps, guys.
Like a dragonfly, just grab my hair.